This is my presentation over the history of Christmas. Christmas is a holiday with many traditions and forms of celebration. These have evolved and come together in many different ways to form the Christmas that we know today. I will begin by discussing where the main traditions came from, such as Christmas trees and gifts. I will then go over the major points throughout the history of Christmas, all leading up to what we know as Christmas today. From purge to splurge, Christmas has had it all. And Christmas was not always celebrated the same way that we do today. Prior to being named the birth date of Jesus Christ, the said Son of God, Christmas was known as Saturnalia, the celebration of the pagan god Saturn, the god of harvest and agriculture. The Romans decorated their homes with wreaths, gave gifts, and had feasts. This sounds a lot like the Christmas that we have today, and a lot of the traditions we did carry over from the pagans. Though one tradition we were thankfully able to get rid of was from the 17th of December to the 25th, the Roman courts would shut down, and citizens of Rome could not be criminalized for their property damages or assault. At the beginning of the celebration, there was one person chosen to be forced into the feasting and festivities, and on the last day of the festival would then be sacrificed. The Romans believed that this would destroy the evil forces in the community. Though the birth of Jesus Christ is not mentioned in the Bible, it was said by the scathing abbot Dionysius Exiguus that he was born on the 25th of December. And though highly fought by the Puritans, this was later instated by Pope Julius as a designated date for his birth. It is believed that this was an attempt to adopt some of the traditions from the pagan and help bring them into the Catholic Church. This was successful through wreaths and Christmas gifts, though Christians had added a few traditions of their own. In the morning, believers would get up and go to church, and after, they celebrated by drinking, having sex, running naked through the streets while singing, and eating little cookies in the shape of men. From this we derive caroling and gingerbread men. Small traditions were added to Christmas through the years, throughout a multitude of cultures. Vikings brought us mistletoe through the story of Baldur and the mistletoe. When killed by a mistletoe branch, Baldur's mother gave him the kiss of life to resurrect him, hence kissing under the mistletoe. The tradition of the Christmas tree came from when the Christians took down the Saxon sacred tree, the mighty oak of Thor, and from it grew the fir trees. This was taken as a sign of Christian faith, and by the 1500s, trees were brought in and decorated, creating the Christmas tree. Slowly, Christmas began to evolve. Christmas was celebrated in many different ways throughout the colonial period, some not celebrating at all, while others had many differing traditions. The Puritans thought Christmas was too pagan to be celebrated, and those who did celebrate it had many different ways. Most celebrated the 25th as the start of the 12 days of Christmas. They would feast, have special services, and visit family. The last day focused on Jesus and parties. While gifts were given, it was not an important aspect of the holiday. In fact, many things we still do different. There's no Santa Claus, no stockings, and the Saxons' tradition of the Christmas tree had only spread across Germany. The mid-19th century is when we began to see the Christmas turn into a resemblance of what we find today. This is when people's attitudes of Christmas changed from being full of public and social activities to being about home and children. This can easily be tied to Clemente Mark Moore's an account from the visit from St. Nick, now better known as "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." This greatly increased the popularity of Santa Claus and changed how people viewed Christmas. Gifts started becoming a necessity, and it became more about the children. Along with jolly old St. Nick, Christmas trees became popular in the 1800s. While Christmas trees had been used by Germans for centuries, they had not really been caught on until 1846. This was when Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, the royalty of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, were seen in a popular publication with them and their Christmas tree. Because of this, upper and middle classes rushed to buy a Christmas tree, and soon after, ornaments and trees became an essential part of Christmas. But Christmas today is still far different from its beginnings. By the 20th century, Christmas had started to become commercialized, and stores started to increase their selection of gifts as well as sales and advertising. The toy market expanded heavily with the increase of classic toys for gifts, things such as the first Teddy's Bear, a stuffed bear doll made in the resemblance of a bear cub that Theodore Roosevelt had rescued, to the first plastic doll made in the 1940s, were created in efforts to help fill the stores at Christmas. Consumerism, with the help of advertisers, began to take over the holiday. The first true advertisements of Santa Claus came from the White Rock Water in 1960. However, it became famous in 1931 when Haddon Sundblom, a Coca-Cola advertiser, created the famous Coca-Cola Santa with rosy red cheeks and a round belly that we still see today. This helped Coca-Cola dominate the market and become the world's best-selling soda. Multiple ideas, beliefs, and religion have meshed into today's Christmas. The advertisements, the sales, the trees, the gifts, the celebrations, all have come from different places to make one extraordinary holiday. We decorate the house, we decorate our trees, and some celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, all for Christmas. December 25th was chosen because Pope Julius knew the holiday would be able to combine with some others around that time period. However, I bet he never thought that it would take hold of so many. Christmas has taken many roles throughout history. The holiday has been as a purge, naked caroling, and a devout event. The Christmas as we know it has developed over thousands of years to create a very merry aspects that we know. Merry Christmas.